The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed are those of the sponsor and do not necessarily reflect the views of Radio 1, WTLC AM 1310, 95.1 FM, and its management. All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Unity in the Community. Go tell somebody to tell somebody to tell somebody. We are on, and we have a great show for you on today. I think you're going to really enjoy what we have going here. So please be sure to get everybody you can to join in with us. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful time. Also, I would love for you to be connected to the show on today. You can do that by calling us at 317. That's 317-972-3008. 317-972-3008. Again, that number is 317-972-3008. You're going to be blessed on today with the information that we have to share with you. So please be sure to let your friends and family know. Also, I want to encourage you to tune in Monday through Friday to the Community Connection with Tina Cosby, news that you can use that impacts and affects our entire community. So again, please be sure to tune in with Tina Cosby Monday through Friday, 1 to 3 p.m. Also, we want to pray for you real quick as we get into the show. Father, we thank you and praise you for this time of fellowship. We thank you for the opportunity that we have to share over these airways. We thank you for all of those whose hearts that you have touched to be a part of our show on today. We thank you for all the callers. We thank you for our guest on today. We thank you for how that you have blessed Indianapolis and that you continue to bless us in every way. We give you all the praise, all of the glory, and all of the honor in Jesus' name. Amen and amen. I hope that you're going to take your family to church on tomorrow, whether in person or online. Of course, we're living in a new day now. So, for those of you who still do go to church, and I hope you do, but some people don't. But for those of you who do, I hope that you will take your family to church, either in person or online. Now you have the opportunity to sit right there in your living room, if that's what you desire to do. And on the big screen, you can see and enjoy the ministry of your choosing. Doesn't even have to be local. We're all one church in America with many, many different members. And when I say that, we have all different kind of churches all across the country. And so I'm sure there's something out there that can help you. There's a church somewhere in America, maybe not even in America. Maybe you wanted to be a part of a church service that is not even in America. So whatever you do, get some spiritual formation because that's what it's all about. I work out 7 days a week in various ways, a lot of cross training. I've been working out since I was 15 years old. I had an injury playing football because I signed myself up for I signed myself up for football at 9 years old. Basketball at that time at the YMCA in Muncie, Indiana, and then football. And then later on, at about 15, I had an injury, and so I started going to the Super Spa on the west side of Indianapolis. And I don't think it's there anymore, but it was a brand new fitness center that called the Super Spa. Some of you all might remember that on the west side of Indianapolis and Speedway. And started going there and ran into a Colts football player. His name was James. I don't recall his last name, but he was a football player for the Indianapolis Colts. And started talking to him, and he was telling me about fitness, and he was in great shape. He looked really, really great. And so I wanted to get into fitness, and he gave me some pointers and whatnot. And I have been into the gym and into fitness ever since I was 15 years old. So when people talk about these guns that I have, not the metal ones, they say you got guns when you have arms, and I do have them, y'all. I've been loading them since 15. Just a little comedy there for you on this afternoon. Anyway, fitness is good. Fitness is great. It looks good on you. It is the fountain of youth. Fitness and food together is the way that you want to go. I have a guest in the studio on today who is a part of a new outreach or a new partnership called the Innovators Collective. And these folks are working together. And in fact, I'm part of that as well. Um, and it helps to build your business. It helps to increase your capacity. And we have a guest in our studio who has her own business, but who is also part of the Innovators Collective cohort. And they're going to be talking about what they're doing and how they're doing it. And I think you're going to really, really, really be blessed and encouraged. And for those of you who are interested, I'll have some more information about the Innovators Collective cohort, a group of business owners who meet regularly to talk about how they can amplify their businesses, increase their growth, and get to six figures. Who wouldn't want to make six figures income? And so we'll be getting into that a little later as well. Again, the number to call if you want to be part of the show today is 317 972 3008. Again, that's 317 972 3008. Lots going on in the city of Indianapolis right now. I went to a swearing in on last Sunday for Dr. Danita Harris, and it was just wonderful. A lot of folks showed up for that, and my frat brother Demetrius Hicks is going to be sworn in next week, and just so many others have been. They've had their swearing ins, and they're going to be serving. I went to State Senator Lakeisha Jackson swearing in a few weeks ago, who was the counselor out in what was District 14 at one time on the far east side of Indianapolis. So I'm very proud of all these folks, and they're not the only ones. There are a lot of people who are going to be serving Indianapolis, state of Indiana, and all of America, and you know some of them. So if you can show up to encourage them, please be sure to do that. We all need encouragement from time to time. Today, we want to encourage you. We have a wonderful guest here in the studio, Tiffany, founder of Tiffany 3B Fit Indy. I like that, 3B Fit Indy. And she is passionate about fitness, professional, and wellness advocate based here in Indianapolis, Indiana. As the founder of Tiffany 3B Fit Indy, she has dedicated her life to helping individuals transform their health and embrace a lifestyle of fitness and well-being. Tiffany specializes in creating inclusive, community-focused programs that inspire people of all fitness levels to achieve their goals. With years of experience as a personal trainer and group fitness instructor, Tiffany has developed a reputation for her motivational coaching style. That means she's gonna be on your head, y'all. And ability, and you need that, to build lasting connections with her clients. Her approach combines physical training, nutritional guidance, which is important, and mindset coaching to create a holistic path to wellness. Tiffany is deeply committed to her community and frequently collaborates with local organizations to provide accessible fitness opportunities. She also hosts events and workshops aimed at promoting healthy living throughout Indianapolis. Through her work, Tiffany has empowered countless individuals to regain their confidence, improve their health, and realize their potential. She's here in the studio. She looks great, y'all. When she's not training or teaching, Tiffany enjoys connecting with her faith, spending time outdoors, and encouraging others to take first step on their fitness journey. Her mission is simple: to inspire and equip people to be bold, be fit, and be free. And those are the pillars of Tiffany 3 Be Fit. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you for coming.
My pleasure.
How you doing today?
I'm doing too well. How are you?
Great. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for taking out time on this busy Saturday. I know Saturdays are busy for fitness people. Usually, people who don't have a lot of time for fitness make time for fitness on Saturday. So, tell us about your business. How did you get into fitness?
Well, my business is 3B Fit, Body, Beauty, and Brain, Meditation, and Yoga. I had got into fitness because I was dealing with a high level of anxiety and mental instability and depression. And I had become a part of a local organization. And to be part of the organization, you had to be substance free. And at that time, I was using substance to kind of regulate my anxiety and my depression. And so they taught me about walking, right? And how walking could help you to alleviate anxiety and depression. And it would also help you to get the illegal substances out of your body so that you could be a part of the program. And at first I thought, oh, yeah, really? Okay, tell me anything. But I wanted the goal that was attached to being part of the program at that time. And so I was like, well, either you take their advice or you don't get the goal. And so I wanted the goal. And so every day after the program would end, I would come home and I would walk. Back then, I was living around the Riverside area where I grew up. And I would just walk around Riverside Park. And about 2 weeks in, I started feeling better. My anxiety and things started to feel a lot more regulated. And so from then, I began getting up early in the morning and going to Short Ridge Track and running. And that was like in 1997. Right? And so as humans, sometimes we get where we think we're well and we stop the practices. And so at one point in time, I felt like, okay, I'm cool. I don't need this. But every time I would kind of stop, if I got a little anxious or whatever, I would always go back to it because I knew that it would help. Now, anxiety and depression, they run in my family, and I have seen some people take medication, and I didn't like the way that they acted after they took the medication. It seemed just to be like a band-aid, but not really helping. And so I had made up in my mind a long time ago that I didn't want to be on any substance, whether it was illegal and have that be the discipline of my life, or and especially not the prescribed medicines. And so I really began to get into fitness. Right? And from there, I met what we all would know. We would know her then as Vanity. Right. But she came to a church conference and she talked to me about meditating. And I hadn't really knew anything about meditating. Sometimes in certain sectors, that's not seen as a thing to do, right? And so she would help me. She would be like, well, just get up like 5 minutes in the morning, Tiffany, before you get your children up ready for school and meditate, and maybe 5 minutes at night. And I really grew to love meditation. It came so strong in my life. I was a big worshiper in church. And I would always find myself uh, worshiping, but when I finished, I would be sitting in the lotus position in the middle of church, right? Which at that time was kind of like, what are you doing?
Yeah, what's that all about?
Right. What's that all about? We don't do that here. But I was drawn to it. And I eventually talked to a professor of mine, Dr. King, who is Dr. Martin Luther King's nephew at Martin University. And I was like, Dr. King, I got some tell you, I got this weird stuff going on. I know I'm not starting like this. I'm standing up intentionally so I won't fall asleep. But every day when I do it, I wake up in this crazy pose. And I was like, I think it might be like Christian yoga. And Dr. King is so hilarious. He bust out laughing. It was like, King, it ain't no Christian yoga. It's just yoga. And I was like, no, it has to be attached to the church because that's my thing. And I got to stay there. And he was like, King, it's yoga. He was like, either you can do it or you don't have to, but it's yoga. Right? And so I kind of struggled a little bit because of my religious background, but I knew that it helped me. I knew that it helped me. And I would dib and dab, dib and dab. Then finally, about 2019, oh, I missed a part. I had a mentor, Nate Rush. And from 2005, Nate began to tell me about yoga too. And I would say anything. Every Friday we would meet and I would be like, nope. And he would say to me, you really should do it. Your anxiety. I don't have any anxiety. I'm fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I got Jesus. I go to church. I'm on the worship team. I'm on the praise team. I got this. And it wasn't until 2019. So 2005 to 2019 of somebody voice in your head saying do something, but you're saying no.
Mhm.
Um, by then, I was an educator, and that's a long story, but I had seen children going through the same thing, and I had started using it a little bit. And I seen a post, and they connected children with yoga.
Mhm.
And I said, oh, I'll do it because I'll do anything for the children that I serve. I thought that it was going to be for the children, but it actually was what I needed. And I got certified in yoga. And from 2020 until now, I am a certified yoga instructor. I created a program. It's a 3-tier program. It's a mindfulness program, 3B Fit, the body, beauty, and the brain. And we focus on mindfulness tools such as meditation, positive self-affirmation, and yoga, or some type of somatic body movements that helps us to get that energy that's sometimes stuck through trauma and drama in our bodies out of our bodies, and breath work.
And you said that depression runs in your family, so you got a proclivity for that. And a lot of people don't realize that that does happen. Not only do you have physical traits that are passed down through family lines, but called something called blood memory, but certain proclivities for different things. And where this depression is concerned, and from a biblical perspective, because the show is formatted on how to deal with issues from a biblical perspective, we know that that's true because the Apostle Paul said to young Pastor Timothy, the same unfeigned faith, which is spiritual, faith is spiritual, that was in your grandmother is also in you. So when you talk about depression or anxiety or fear or promiscuity, certain addictions and things like that can be passed on to us, even our diets, and what we crave. It's interesting. I don't go to White Castle often, if at all. But when I want a White Castle, which is rare, I will go. And so I went to a White Castle the other day, and now their new thing is what do you crave? So when you come on, the guy says, "What do you crave?" And I thought that was an interesting greeting. But that's kind of one of their taglines. But the point is, when you talk about depression, do you think there are a lot of people who could benefit from what you do, if they find themselves depressed more often than they should be?
Absolutely. Absolutely. When you talked about things being passed down, for me, the depression and anxiety, those are energies, right? And they're passed down through the lack of knowledge. Like sometimes in our culture, we deny things, right? And we say that they don't exist, or
In Black culture.
yes, yes. And we don't want to really look at what's going on. But I am the oldest of my grandmother's children. So I got to, like, my grandmother was my star player, right? But I also knew that she was highly depressed, you know? And once I began to become a young adult and an adult, I admired her. I wanted to be like everything. I'm talking about like to the wrinkles in her hands, freckles. Like now I got them. I'm
Love your
like, ooh,
grandmother, yeah.
yeah, like everything. Like I wanted to be like everything my grandmother. Right? And so, but as I got a lot older and began to live my life, I really realized that she was depressed a lot of times, and what some of those medications were that she was taking. And then I would talk to my grandmother's sisters and stuff, and they would kind of tell me what was going on, because some of them had the same issues as well. And so, yes, I do believe that the work that I do, first, like I said, I did it for my own mental health so that I know that it does work. Um, and now there is lots of research and work done scientifically talking about how practices such as meditation and yoga and breath work help with mental illnesses and health. Yep.
All right, we've got Tiffany 3B Fit here with us on this afternoon. If you want to ask her a question about some of the things she's been talking about, you can call us at 317-972-3008. Again, 317-972-3008. That's 317-972-3008. We got to take a quick break. And when we come back, we'll have more with Tiffany 3B Fit. Stay with us.
Family, it's the weekend, and it's a great time to realign your thoughts and intentions and give order to those things that need your attention. Be sure to join me each evening for the hottest inspirational broadcast in the nation. It's the Nightly Spirit. I'll see you then. On Praise AM 1310, 95.1 FM, and these stations.
Your customers can too. Get your message heard. Text business to 71007 now. Get results with Radio 1.
Quality care, remarkable people. Eskenazi Health is looking for dedicated professionals who have a passion for their community. Named as one of the best employers in the state by Forbes magazine and the #1 health system in Indiana for community benefit by the Lown Institute. Eskenazi Health provides excellent benefits, competitive pay, and unwavering leadership support. Learn how a career at Eskenazi Health can benefit you by visiting eskenazihealth.edu/careers.
Listen to the Kingdom Apostolic broadcast each Sunday morning at 7 a.m. on Praise Indy, AM 1310 and 95.1 FM, where Bishop Lambert Gates is the pastor.
Reserve your ultimate party with a purpose on the Tom Joyner Foundation Fantastic Voyage 2025 for as low as $350 a month after your deposit. And Tom is giving you free Wi-Fi a little while longer. In 2025, we are sailing from New Orleans on October 19th through the 26th, 2025. Call 214-495-1963 to book a cabin or go to fantasticvoyage2025.com.
Honey, bags are packed and in the trunk. Is the car good to drive to Granny's holiday dinner?
Yes, dear, car's good. Ox Car Care for the extended car service plan. Ox covers our repair bills if any problems come up. Ox has flexible coverage plans that can protect issues with engine, transmission, brake systems, and so much more.
Sounds like Ox Car Care has got our back.
We don't pay, Ox pays. Ox gets it fixed for us. Joe at the auto shop says Ox Car Care pays them direct with no complicated paperwork. Ox is A+ rated with already millions of dollars paid out in claims.
They handle our claims from start to finish, unlike those other companies. Good call, honey. The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill this holiday. Ooh, we can't wait for Granny's sweet potato pie.
Drive with absolute peace of mind this holiday season. Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-204-0255. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox today. 800-204-0255. 800-204-0255 or oxcarcare.com.
She shouldn't feel scared, but she is disturbed by abuse and neglect in her home as a child. He shouldn't face racism, but he does, bearing pain he's too young to comprehend. And no child should struggle in school because no one is helping them succeed. We've been advocating for justice, equity, and well-being for children for decades, standing up for them in court, interrupting racism, and offering free educational help. This giving season, help us serve more children. Donate today at childadvocates.net.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-550-9651. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have over 1,000 five-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-550-9651. That's 800-550-9651. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hi, I'm Anthony Anderson, and I play an ad executive on my sitcom Blackish, so that means I know a thing or two about numbers. For instance, 8, that's the number of seasons Blackish entertained you. 175, that's the number of episodes we did. And 1, as in TV 1. That's where you can now watch all the episodes of Blackish. I think that adds up to a good time. Watch Blackish tomorrow.
starting at 6 on TV1.
All right, welcome back. I hope you're enjoying your Saturday afternoon, and thank you for spending it with us here on Unity in the Community. The number to call is 317-972-3008, 317-972-3008. If you have something that you want to ask our guest, Tiffany, who's here with us on this afternoon, again, that number is 317-972-3008. We're also streaming. You can look on Facebook, James William Jackson, also on YouTube, James William Jackson, and on the AM 1310 Facebook page as well. And we're, of course, on AM 1310 and 95.1. So 5 different ways that you can listen to us on this afternoon. Tiffany, share your experience as part of the Innovators Collective cohort.
Oh, wow. So the Innovators Collective cohort ran by Miss Katina Washington. Actually, to date, one of my best experiences that I've had is when you came on and talked to us about branding.
Yeah.
Right. The information that you poured into us, it's valuable. Some of it was refresher, but it's like if we don't do it right away, we kind of lose it. So I needed that reminder. Being part of the Innovators Collective to me is a time to not just network with the community, but to figure out ways and strategies to make it to the 6 figures that I am definitely
In hot
desiring.
pursuit.
Yes, definitely desiring that to do that. I met Katina years ago, and every time I would see her, I would remind her, you know, you like the next Black Expo here, right?
Mm.
She would be like, huh? And I would be like, what you're doing, bringing all of these vendors together under one house to be able to network and to communicate with one another and see all of these talented, terrific ideas that Black people have. To me, all she was missing was the entertainment and the food. But it was much like the Black Expo when we used to have vendors come from all over the country, New York, LA, and in one house at the convention center, and you would just spend days going around exploring all of the talent and the different handmade things and artifacts that Black people created, the clothing, the poetry, the art, the statues. And to me, she's just a forward thinker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm glad that she decided that I was worthy of being part of her collective.
And people can vote for you on crowdfunding. Is that true?
Yes,
You gotta have a crowdfunding campaign.
yes.
How do people do that?
So there is a link, and forgive me, I don't have the link on me or memorized. I'm sure you probably do. But there is a link that you can go to. I have posted it on my Facebook page,
And what's that?
and my Facebook page is Tiffany King. Right. And I have also posted, excuse me, on my Instagram page. My Instagram page is 3B Fit Indie. Right. Indie Kids, actually. So it's 3B Fit Indie Kids. I had to put that on there because actually it's more 3B Fit than I
Really?
expected. Yeah. But you can go and look at my post and find out how you can vote. Click the link in the bio or at the bottom of the post on Facebook, and you get to vote. The neat thing about people voting for us is that all of the money goes into an account so that when we're complete with the innovative collective term, then we get to use the money to do something towards our business.
Mhm.
And so I thought that was a great idea.
That's
So
that's innovative.
it is innovative, right? It
Yeah.
is definitely is innovative, right? And it also allows people in the community to take part and support you in the growth and the expansion of your business. So I like that.
Yeah. If you have questions for Tiffany on this afternoon, 317-972-3008, 317-972-3008 is the number to call to get more information about her business and how that she can help you. If people want to contact you and if they want you to be their coach, how can they do that?
All right, so there's a few ways you can do that. I actually have a website. It is 3bfitindie.com. You can go there on the website, and there are classes there and sessions that you can book for. You can contact me through email at tking at 3bfitindy.com. And then you're welcome to DM me on any of my social media accounts as well if you would like to talk more about maybe doing some personal things that are catered specifically to your needs.
Now, for those folks who are gearing up for January, a lot of people have paused their fitness and said they're going to get back into it in January. That happens. I don't recommend that, but maybe pull back a little bit. But I always say don't stop so you don't have to start over. The body exercise, as I understand it, leaves the body after about 48 hours, particularly when you're doing strength training. And so that's the reason why a lot of people will tell you go Monday, Wednesday, Friday, because that keeps the exercise and the fitness and your sales going. But a lot of people this time of the year, with Thanksgiving and with Christmas and with New Year's, a trifecta of holidays that can absolutely kill your fitness motivation. But a lot of times people will just say, well, I'm gonna get back into it in January. And sometimes that's mid-January, late January, and sometimes February. But a lot of times the fitness centers and folks like yourself are busy in Q1 of the new year because people are trying to get themselves together, trying to get back into it. But if people want to contact you, Tiffany, and they need a personal trainer or they need someone to help them with their diet and all that sort of thing, well, you said that they can contact you with these different 3bfitindy.com, tking at 3bfitindy.com, or DM you.
Mhm.
And so if people who are wanting to get back into fitness want to do that, what is the first thing they can expect when they connect with you?
Well, actually, the first thing that I recommend to clients is there are no breaks. There are no breaks. Like, in my experience, like you said, once you begin to break, even for holidays or anything, it's like a start over, and the muscles don't remember, and so it's like you're going harder now.
Yeah, your
You're
body's
struggling.
alive.
Yeah, and so I always have this thing that I'm like, no breaks. Stop taking all of these breaks. Consistency is the key, right? And so whenever I meet with somebody, I ask them, "What's your commitment to really making this a lifestyle?" Because we're not working out, we're training. You know, and
Difference. Because I haven't heard that before.
it is a difference.
We're not working out, but we're training.
Oh.
Talk about that.
For me, training is a lifelong thing that you're going to do if you want to evolve and grow. Working out is just something that's cool. You know, it's like a trend.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm gonna work out so I can get my body. I want to go on a vacation, right? That's the typical workout.
Yeah, get
I
my
want to
beach
go.
body.
Yeah, I want to go on vacation, and I want to have this type of body, right?
Yeah.
But psychologically, it's really not realistic, right? You may lose a couple of pounds, but you're just working out for a little while.
Yeah.
But if you think about training, right, you're training the body, the mind, and the spirit, right? That's 3B Fit, and it's a whole thing, right? So if you're going to work with me, we're going to work on your mind, right? The mental capacity to be consistent and to come up with how do you make this part of your everyday life, not just, okay, summer bodies are made in the winter. No,
Mhm.
you know, how are you going to be disciplined that even through sometimes what may seem cruel, right? So, say for instance, last year, 3 people in my family died like back to back.
Wow.
And I know that some people probably were like, "You still going to work out?" But that's how I had to stay mentally stable,
Mm.
right? Physically aware, and to be able to not allow the grief to set inside of me like a rock.
Mhm.
Because I know in the Black culture, we come together, we eat, we gather around that person. It's a lot of emotions going on. But if you really listen to your body afterwards, it's heavy.
Mhm.
It's weighted down, you know. And so I would go out going with my sister like I'm supposed to. I'm being there for her, but at the same time, I'll be like, I'll be right back.
Yeah.
And it became normal. They was like, "Where are you going to work out?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you want to come with me?" You know, sometimes some people would, sometimes they wouldn't.
Yeah.
But consistency is the key. So if you work with me, you're going to need to have a consistency plan, right? That in the back of your mind, you retraining it to this is a lifestyle change. I'm going to be training. I'm not just going to be working out for a fast result. And it's going to take a little bit longer than a BBL would take.
A BBL.
Yeah. Or a surgery process. You know what I'm saying? But the
And for those
results.
people who don't know, BBL means Brazilian butt lift.
But I believe that the training that I take you through is just not for the moment. It's a lifetime experience. And when you see the rewards of, like you say, because I got guns too, you know, my arms are sculpted and I take pride in that.
All right now.
But when you see the result in what you did mentally, it's a difference than what you can do, like going to get some surgery or whatever. I'm not knocking anybody that does, right? But the consistency, the discipline, the confidence that you build when you watch your body transform through your work, it's
Yeah.
like there's no other greater reward.
Because there's glute work, squats and things like that that can lift
That
up
can
the
lift all of
buttocks and
They can
get your
do all
body
of
together.
that work that you're going to pay for. And like I tell my clients who do sign on for that, all right, but understand that you're still going to have a training program.
Yeah.
Because the thing about the BBL surgeries, right, and this is proven, if you take the fat out of somewhere else and put it somewhere else, the fat still wants to move somewhere. And if you don't eat right, if you don't exercise, the probability of it moving wherever it wants to go, because you're not training it where you want to keep it, because you got the surgery, now you cool, you don't even work out with me
Yeah.
anymore or train with me. So that fat starts going different places. Right? Most of the time in women, it goes up to the breasts, and sometimes you see them looking like, well, why they look like kind of big right there? Or it may even go into different parts of the buttocks that you didn't want it to, and now the butt is lumpy or bumpy, and it's not as round like you would get, or as curvature as you would get if you do the exercise. So train.
So if you want to do the cosmetics, you can't get around the fitness.
You can't. They
And-
make you
and-
do it before.
Yeah.
If they're honest, they got to do some type of training, fitness before.
To get ready.
It's a good doctor. They're gonna say, no, you gotta do. You're not just coming here on the table.
Yeah.
And then they tell you that afterward, you need to have a training regimen so that you can make sure that you're keeping your body in shape, and it's not just going back to.
So try fitness first.
I always say try fitness
Yeah.
first. I always say try fitness first. And again, it's a training regimen. It's not an overnight, because you have to untrain the muscles and retrain them to know what the body wants, right? And that's with your mind too. So it's muscle memory, right? But I always advise fitness first.
All right. And we got to take a break right here. We got Larry waiting in the wings. Stay with us. We have messages for you. We'll be back after this.
Y'all, this is Amanda Seals, your favorite truth translator and common sense specialist. I'm here to bring you potent truths for everyday use on my podcast, Small Doses. Each week, my conversations range from politics with presidential candidates to unveiling how celebrity gossip blogs really work and more. With special guests like Tay Diggs, Happy Brown, Big Sean, and more. We are serving up valuable insight and humor, fearlessly saying what folks are thinking. Listen to the Small Doses podcast with me, Amanda Seals, to get your potent truths for everyday use everywhere you get podcasts, or by visiting urbanonepodcasts.com.
Febreze. As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze Car Vent Clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze Car, I know my car's going to smell amazing, which keeps my driving rating right where it belongs. Picking up.
Hey, Bill, where you been? You overdue for a haircut.
Man, listen, my water pipes burst and flooded my house. The place is a mess. I've been staying with my daughter till I can figure out what to do.
You trying to fix it and move back in?
No way. It's too big a mess. It'll cost me tens of thousands of dollars. I ain't got that kind of money.
So you're trying to sell it then?
That's what I'd like to do. But who's gonna buy my house in this condition?
Did you call Simple Quarters?
Simple quarters.
Simple Quarters bought our house when we were in the jam. We needed to move real quick. They closed fast and gave us cash.
Simple quarters will buy in any condition.
That's right. They buy as is. You don't have to repair anything or clean anything out. It's simple.
What do I have to do?
Just call them. They'll do a quick walkthrough, then they'll make you an offer.
That is simple. I'll call them today.
Simple Quarters is a local Christian company that loves to help people in difficult situations. Call us now at 317-900-HOME. That's 317-900-HOME to get the conversation started today.
Attention Indiana residents in need of care at home. If you have Medicaid and need assistance with daily activities, you can receive in-home care from a loved one that lives with you and they get paid. Through Medicaid with no cost to you, Freedom Care, a leading in-home provider, gives you the power to choose who provides your care and they get paid instantly. Imagine your daughter, son, a close relative, or trusted friend helping you with cooking, transportation, laundry, and other activities in your own home. You get the help you need and your caregiver gets paid instantly. Freedom Care has over 5,000 five-star Google reviews and is a leading choice in Indiana for in-home care. If you have Medicaid and want great care from a loved one that's free to you through Medicaid, go to freedomcare.com or call 463-250-8638. That's 463-250-8638. 463-250-8638.
No, my phone.
Hear that? It's the sound of a skater dropping her phone and smashing it on the ice. Yep, it's definitely broken. But at Verizon, we got you. That's right. Now's your last chance to trade in any phone, any condition from one of our top brands and get a new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus on Unlimited Ultimate and Watch 7 and Tab S9 FE 5G. That's up to $1,900 in value. So you'll save big on 3 great gifts. Only at Verizon. Service plan required for Watch and Tab. Up to $1,900 value based on phone, watch, and tablet. Trade in and additional terms apply. See Verizon.com for details.
All right, welcome back, everybody. AM 1310, 95.1. We're happy to be with you on this afternoon. We have just a tremendous guest here, Tiffany 3B Fit. Hopefully you're enjoying the information. She's also part of the Innovators Collective, that is an up-and-coming group of innovators doing some wonderful things, crowdfunding. You can download the app. You're going to find Tiffany in there as well as others, and you can make some investments. Crowdfunding is not new, but it is something that can help you a whole lot, and you can invest in innovative ideas that are up and coming and have some residual income. And there's all kind of ways to be able to do that in the 21st century like never before for just those of us who are around, aka normal folk, if you will. And for pennies almost, you can invest in a lot of these different businesses and be able to get a really, really good return. Of course, with this, you'll be helping out some really, really good innovators right here in the city of Indianapolis. 317-972-3008, 317-972-3008. As we head to the top of the hour, hopefully at the conclusion of the show, I've been walking past this chocolate shop right next door to the studio. For 2 weeks, I've just glanced and kept walking, but I don't think I'm going to be able to do that today. They've just got some of the best chocolate right next door to the studio, y'all. So I think I'm going to have to avail myself to the delicacies there and the wonderful drink that I usually get. Anyway, we've got Larry on the line. Larry, welcome to the program.
My advice, don't come out of there with a box. I'm glad to see somebody having a comprehensive plan. You know, when I was 12 years old, I started going to Hoffmeister's gym down there.
I remember that one.
Yeah, Hoffmeister's and Fred Hoffmeister was there.
Yeah.
But what he had a card that you would do how many reps you do, and then he would show you the correct form and posture to take when you were doing your exercises. And I think that's why most people quit, because they don't get the right forms and posture, so it gets harder and harder for them. But, you know, it's a comprehensive thing that you do with your health. And I think after you get about 60 years old, food can become an enemy. And it ought to be said that when you get older because the more heavy foods and stuff you eat, it has a bearing on your digestion. Plus, with the pharmaceuticals. And another thing I've been noticing so much, Pastor Jackson, uh, people are on the television. You know, I hadn't had a television for 20 years, and people have bought one in the house. And every time you sit down to the news, there's 1,000 pharmaceutical commercials with people rejoicing about how much dope they take. So, you know, you just have to, she's telling the truth. You have to take personal responsibility and not do stuff for vanity because that always comes to shame, right? So you want to work out, you want to say, I don't want to be sitting around at 70 years old and my legs don't work. I don't want to be sitting around and I can't breathe. That's what the motivation should be. And I think if you put more people in line with that, you'll have a better outcome.
All right, Larry, I agree with you. Thank you for your call and comment. It's a lifestyle. And just like with eating, I always tell people go with eating plan or diet that you can live with long term. I found a relatively new one. Nothing is really new, but I found a relatively new one called a flexitarian. And flexitarians have a plant forward diet. So meat is still a part of that diet, lean meat anyway, but the forward part of that diet is fruits and vegetables, nuts, legumes, roots, and all that sort of thing. And I can live with that. I can do that for a lifetime because at every meal, the forward food or the primary thing that you're eating is something that is alive. The meat's still there in smaller portions, but the larger part of that is the vegetables and the things that are going to help restore and repair your body. 317-972-3008, 317-972-3008. Tiffany 3B Fit is with us. You do a lot with schools too. Talk about that.
I do. So before I mentioned that I was an educator, and as an educator, I saw myself in the children in grade school. I wasn't a good student, right? I was not able to self-regulate. I couldn't sit still, but it had a lot to do with at-home life as well as nutrition, right? And we know that a lot of times in schools, thank God for a free lunch program, but the food that they give your kids for free, it's not really the best food. Right?
It was better back in the day.
It was definitely better back in the day. You know why? Because most of it was being cooked by someone from the neighborhood.
The lunch lady.
The lunch lady, right? They were cooking that. So it was food being cooked and a lot of live food. A lot of it now is processed, high sugar content, packaged food. And we expect the child to eat that and then sit down and be ready for my lesson. But we just gave them a sugar attack, something to hype them up.
And that's probably their second sugar attack because a lot of the kids
get Pop-Tarts and stuff like that
coming from home in a little baggie.
Yes. So it's their second, like you said, a lot of times it's their second sugar rush, or even worse is the first thing that they had since they left school the evening before, right? Because they're not getting proper nourishment at home. And again, it's just a rush in sugar going straight up to the brain, and now they're going to go up for a minute and then come down. And when they're coming down, then their behavior problems because they don't really know what's going on. They're just reacting to their body, right? So as an educator, I began to see myself in these children. So I was like, well, what if I start just experimenting and using breath work and meditation to help them to calm down? And lo and behold, the little children, 5, 6 years old, would start saying, okay, Miss Kim, I need to breathe. I'm having a hard time over there. And I'm like, oh, this really is working, right? So,
and there's some schools are allowing prayer medication, as I understand it.
Yes.
As a way to help kids cope.
Yes. So after COVID, this was pre-COVID. In 2019, I was like, I got this program. I don't know what it is, and when COVID came, I was like, oh, in Head Start, we call it conscious discipline. And at that time, I was in Head Start, and I was like, conscious discipline.
So you're very familiar with what I'm talking about.
Very familiar. And I'm like, conscious discipline is really 3B Fit, just in a different way. And so COVID came. I had to sit down. I had COVID. I had to sit down for 14 days back then. And I was like, it's now or never, Tiffany. So I just started working on my website and getting proposals together. And after COVID, I was like, if the schools never needed meditation and mindfulness, they're definitely going to need it then. And then I started. Actually, what happened was people that trusted me, some of these people never even meditated with me at all. They started telling schools and different organizations about me and the work that I was doing. And they will connect me with these organizations. To date, actually, I probably been served in 10 schools doing mindfulness under contracts, but only one that I've actually had to have a proposal to because other people talk to the administrators, other families, and parents, and like I think Miss King should come here and help them with self-discipline and regulating in their emotions through yoga. And so here I am today. It'll be 5 years, April 2025, and it's getting stronger and better.
Good.
So
Good for you.
yeah.
And for those of you who also want to further help Tiffany, she's part of the Innovators Collective cohort. And this group meets regularly
Yes, we do. We meet every other Sunday.
every other Sunday.
Yes, every other Sunday.
And I taught in a couple of those.
Yes, you did.
I had a good time.
I did too.
And it's good to be able to connect with people in that way.
It definitely is. The
Yeah.
school community that Katina has created. You were talking about school. I had no idea.
Yeah,
School-
SKOOL.
I had no idea this platform even existed.
Become a community owner.
Yes.
Are you a community owner yet?
I'm not yet, but that's
Come on now.
I'm working on that.
Yeah.
I am. That's going to happen in January.
Good.
Definitely, it's going to happen in January. I'm going to build out my own school, right? And there I will be housing 3B Fit, everything, videos, nutritional work, training programs, different levels of things. So
And
it'll
this,
all be on school.
and this is the next big thing, y'all.
It is.
When ChatGPT, which the G stands for generative, the P stands for ChatGPT. The P stands for, I was looking at this yesterday, has to do with public data. And then the T stands for transformers. It's just an amazing technology is being integrated into everything. And I was telling Tiffany off air, I said, I was telling my daughters when ChatGPT was free and when it first hit. And I was using it back then. I downloaded the app, it was free. I was using it. And I was like, this is absolutely amazing. I love technology and innovation. And I was telling my daughters, I said, find a way to use this to expand your business and make money is the next big thing. And now it has been incorporated into iPhone. It is in just about everything and getting into everything now. Of course, we've been using this technology in a lot of ways, AI, artificial intelligence, in a lot of different ways. It's here to stay. They're using it in medicine, where it's being able to detect the possibility of somebody having cancer and so on. There's some issues that could develop with the artificial intelligence. We have to be careful with it. But I think the community owner piece is the next big thing too, because just like Mark Zuckerberg owns Facebook, Elon Musk owns X, formerly known as Twitter, and you have some other big community owners out there. School, and there's a few other platforms like that now, but School allows you to have your own platform, to have people join your platform, either free or paid. The tools inside there are absolutely amazing. They are reaching millions of people right now. I expect that it's going to be in the hundreds of millions in the next few years. Become a community owner, y'all. School.com. I have a free community and a paid community. The Fervent Prayer Church is the church community. So I have people from all over the world as part of our church on that community. I'll be doing more with that next year. And then I have a paid community, which is coaching and fitness, faith, and finance, called First Hour Prayer. So if you go to the School platform, SKOOL, and you look for First Hour Prayer, you'll see my subscription there. So come on and help me teach 10 million people how to pray all over the world. An estimated 4 billion people on the internet. I don't need to reach all 4 billion, but I'd like to get 1% of those folks.
Sounds good.
At least 10 million of them. And you're going to do a great job with that, I think. And it just expands what you're able to do. Before we have to go, what is something you want to share with our listeners?
The most important thing I think I want to share is mental health is important.
Yeah.
And for Black people, we have been through so much mentally. Right? I don't need to go back into all that we've been through. If you're old enough, if you're listening to this, you've been through some things and you quite know what some of those things, and it's still existing, just in different ways or different areas, right? But mental health is important and you are in charge of your mental health, right? Yes, the savior, yes, the creator, whatever your preference is. But we are in charge of our own mental health. So take charge of your mental health and do what you need to do to become mentally healthy, body, beauty, and brain.
All right.
That's 3B Fit.
All right. Thank you, Tiffany, for being here. That's going to do it for today from all of us here at AM 1310 95.1, Indy's Inspiration Station. We like you. We love you. And you make us smile. Have a great Saturday.
The proceeding was a paid program.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets with nowhere to go.